Okay, hello everyone. My name is Liu Wenjing, and my metric number is TR0037.
Hi, my name is Nina Farisha. My metric number is TR00020.
My name is Nora Misha and my matrix number is TR00021.
Hello, my name is Li Yuhang, and my metric number is TR000165.
Hello everyone, my name is Wang Weihua and the metric number is TR00187.
Okay, so welcome guys to week 3. So it's my turn this week, and I've choose the theme sports events. There's been quite a bit going on lately in Malaysia's sports scene. One article I found really interesting is from the News Straits Times, titled Malaysia Shines at 2024 Asian University Games, published on 19 July 2024. Malaysia actually performed really well, bagging over 60 medals, with swimming and athletics being the top contributors. What stood out to me is how university level competitions are now gaining more sports from the Ministry of Higher Education. It's great to see more investments in young athletes.
That is a proud moment for Malaysia. I also saw a sports article in the Star title calls for more grassroots support after Harimau Malaya's defeat date on 17th of July 2024. It talked about our national football team losing in the Asia qualifiers and how this sparked debate on the lack of talent development at the grassroots level. Experts are saying that we focus too much on the national team but forget the foundation, like training young kids, upgrading local pitches, and hiring better youth coaches.
That links to something I read in Verite Harian, date 16 July 2024, title Sukan Sekolah Semakin Kurang Diberi Perhatian. It points out how school sport programs are declining. Many schools now prioritize academics so much that sport activities are seen as a waste of time. Some students don't even get their once a week PE lesson anymore. I think that's a sad because sport can teach discipline, teamwork, and even help with mental health, like we discussed last week.
Exactly, and sports also keep you out of crime. I found an article from Harvard Metro. Remaja Shuttle Motorcycle Karana Tiada Activity Profunda, dated 15 July 2024. It reported that some teens turned to illegal racing and street gangs because they have no healthy outlet like sports club or tournaments. A few community leaders mentioned that when local futsal courts were active, these boys stayed out of troubles. So investing in sports is not just about medals, it's about social prevention too.
I agree with you, Yuhang. There's also a bullying angle to this. A piece in Outside Malaysia titled Sukan Bantu Malaysia Jadi Lebih Yakin dan Elak Dibully, published on 18 July 2024, explained how students who participate in sports often build stronger self-esteem and friendship networks, making them less likely to be bullied. The article interviewed a school counselor who said that after introducing weekly team games, the bullying incident in that school reduced significantly. That's quite powerful.
Yeah, that's really interesting point, Wei Hao. It shows how sports have impacted beyond just the physical fitness. They build a character, reduce social problems, and promote mental wellness. I also read in Cosmo. The article titled Bilam Jawan 2025 Sektor Sukan Teramat 200 Ringgit Juta, published 20 July 2024, said the government will allocate 200 million ringgit next year for sports infrastructure and the talent scouting. That's quite a big move. But the question is whether it will be used effectively at all levels.
200 million ringgit sounds great, but you're right. It needs proper planning. I hope they don't just build stadium, but also focus on coaching, elite welfare, and maybe even sports scholarships, especially for girls. We still see fewer female athletes getting the spotlight or funding.
Speaking of funding, one article I found in Sinar Harian, date 21st July 2024, titled Jurulatih Tempatan Tidak Diberi Kepercayaan, said that many local coaches are underpaid and overlooked in favor for foreign hires. That demotivates them and even push some to quit. If we want to grow our sports scene, we need to nurture local coaching talent too. They understand our youth better and can relate to them.
And don't forget accessibility. In rural areas, some kids want to play sports but don't have facilities or equipment. I saw in COSOM 22 July 2024 an article titled Kimo dan Sukan Lerbadan Sagat Terhad, where headmaster said their school field was flooded most of the year. No one is going to become a champion if they can't even practice.
Yeah, that's a really barrier. Sports should be for everyone, not just those in cities or private schools. I think community-based programs like Sukan Community One Malaysia are a good start, but we need to scale this up. Also, maybe corporate sponsorship can help get more prevent companies to fund local tournament or donate gear.
That's true. Some companies are already sponsoring school leagues or state level games. If we can mix government funding, prevent scatter sports, and school participation, I think Malaysia's sports future could be very strong. Also, let's not forget about para athletes. The Bernama article titled Atlet Aku Tena Haka Samarata, dated 18 July 2024 mentioned how disabled athletes still face funding and training issues. We need to ensure inclusive sports.
Yes, our para athletes have won gold medals internationally, yet they don't always get the recognition they deserve. This shows that sports isn't just about the elite, it should be accessible and empowering for everyone, regardless of ability, background, or gender.
This was a great discussion. It opened my eyes to how sports are deeply linked to education, mental health, social development, and even crime prevention. Thanks, Wei Jing. You brought a lot of diverse articles.
Agree, sport events aren't just entertainment. They reflect and shape society. This week's discussion showed that very clearly.
Yes, and this making me excited for next week when I finally get to talk about my turn fully. I'll try to connect it to some of the idea we explored already.
Thanks, everyone. I love how all of us brought different perspectives. I think these kind of group exchange really help us understand issues in Malaysia more deeply. Can't wait for next week too.
Same here. Thanks again, Wenjing. Another solid week, guys. Let's keep this momentum going.
Okay, thank you everyone. See you next week.